Alright, what is up, Vikings, Scarabs, gamers, and Vikings alike? Welcome to another episode of the Eagles Call podcast. I'm really shit at this.
You were so close. You were so close. And guess what? We're leaving that in.
Yeah, right, hello, here we are.
Good afternoon, people, or whatever time it is for you.
Eagles Call, that's what this is.
The best intro to any... We are just the most professional podcast on the internet.
I thought that was our thing, we're going to be the podcasters next door.
That's true, we are the podcasters next door. We're the Zoella of gaming podcasts.
Zoella and Healthy Days, you can choose who you are.
And we will sell $50 advent calendars filled with Assassin's Creed merchandise.
Yeah, that is going to happen at a point, just so you know. But
anyways, how are you doing?
I'm okay. It's been a bad week for gaming. I think that's an understatement.
It's been a rough week for gaming. It's been a rough week for
gamers.
Ubisoft too.
Yeah.
And we all know that Ubisoft are the most important part of gaming. So we've got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, considering that like 50% of the content of all of these so far has been saying Ubisoft is shit, you would guess they are a bit important.
It's thematically, we're just keeping consistent. You know, every week we talk shit about Ubisoft for at least half an hour, and that way people know what they're coming for.
Yeah, exactly, and it's part of our brand at this point as well. So let's just get right into this. Joe, do you hate women?
I do not hate women, as far as I know. Do you hate women, my good Sir Jack?
Yeah, I believe in content that sells, you know. That's going to get taken fucking out. That's going to be on the out of context fucking Walshie Twitter account.
It's too late. I'm editing this one.
Oh, yeah, okay. There was your plays with that. No, I don't hate women.
You don't hate women, but women don't sell video games, right? That's how it works,
true.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
I feel like we should explain for people who are living under a rock.
Yeah, imagine watching this 2 years from now and having no clue what the fuck any of this is.
If you didn't know, Ubisoft hate women. They despise women and don't consider them first-class citizens, basically.
Who does?
That's the rundown of it. So, do you want to get into this whole Serge Hascott thing? I'm not pronouncing his name right, because that's my entire brand.
Oh, that's what I've pronounced in this video I've just done, so I fucking hope that's it. But,
yeah, do you want to get into this? Because I'm probably a bit out of the loop. I've been away for a few days.
Yeah, right. So, basically, Serge Hascott was the CCO at Ubisoft, and this bloke was a fucking tyrant at the company, basically. He was a bully, a harasser, and that's obviously the most important thing. I think that's the most important thing to say. When we complain about, like, the games, that's not coming before, like, all the shit that went on at Ubisoft, because obviously that's more important. That's just what we talk about, like, on this podcast. So, but basically, he was involved in a lot of that, like, awful shit, and, you know, he was complicit in it. And also, as like a side thing, he also steered the games to be RPGs, and like a big reason for everything being an RPG, for Assassin's Creed Odyssey being the way it is Serge. He's massively immature. Like, there was a King Arthur game that they, like, I think a Dragon Age developer like left the company to join Ubisoft, and he was going to make this King Arthur game, and it's like, I don't like the set, it's fucking boring that, and they just dropped the project. But yeah, basically Serge believes that women don't sell, and he has so much swing at the company, like far more than you'd think one man would have, and because of that,
yeah, I heard he's like Eve's right hand man, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, because of that, every game has been diluted or changed to varying degrees ever since Assassin's Creed Unity, which is insane.
So basically, that's 6 years of this man-child just going off on tirades, preventing Ubisoft from... Mainly, his main offense seems to be stopping Ubisoft from having any female protagonists.
Yeah.
So that's Elise, Evie, and Aya. right?
Yeah,
And Cassandra.
yeah, because the thing is as well, he also hated like linear games, and he wanted everything to be open. He thought they were
Oh,
boring, and a thing come out that like he said, the man who
yeah.
basically made Odyssey what it is said everything we make needs to be one of the most influential pieces of media in the last 100 years. Shit, you know. I'm fucking
I mean,
serious.
Odyssey is that. Odyssey is the most influential. It gave us Odyssey broke me. It also gave us
Yeah,
Odyssey as an underrated gem from a certain unnamed
that is
YouTuber that I
brilliant, by the way.
despise.
It influenced me to hurt people and hurt myself. I am a
Yeah,
deranged man for that game.
it did very much tempt me to hurl myself out the window on first playthrough.
Well, you
That
wouldn't take any
is
fall damage, would you? So it's fine. Just do it.
so. Basically, everything we've complained about Ubisoft for the past at least 3 years has purely been from this guy. Obviously,
mean,
that's a generalization, but like, it
yeah,
stemmed from this guy's decisions. Is it true that he banged his head on the table?
yeah. If he was like, supposedly, if he was bored of, a game or something he was seeing, he'd smack his head off the table. Like,
That
does it
is,
surprise you? Like, find out these things, not just about Surge, but like Mel and Scott. Finding this shit out, does it surprise you they were the people behind Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the most ADHD game to ever
I mean,
exist?
at this point, it does make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. With going back to Mel, as you mentioned, that's
Mm.
yet another Ubisoft
My best mate, which we
disaster.
will have to get into because I'm proud of that.
we we've already said her name, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Mel, the lead writer of Odyssey, is that who it was?
Narrative director or something
Narrative
like that.
director. So she's all but been confirmed to be essentially a psychopath
Mm.
who treated her employees as if they were her prisoners. Is
Yeah.
is that an apt description?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. And then also she's very like not open to criticism. Like there was that thing where she would block people who criticised Odyssey.
Yeah, and
Like
in
just
in
kindly.
retrospect, that makes a lot more sense.
Mm.
So an intern recently released a thread on Twitter, essentially saying that anytime anyone questioned any of this person's decisions, they'd essentially be emotionally abused, and sometimes physically abused. Things thrown at them, just generally very violent, emotionally and sometimes physically, in a professional setting. So, with that in mind, is it really surprising that she's blocked every single person in the Assassin's Creed community?
I mean, there's a few who will just shill everything, and I'm sure they're fine.
Claudio. Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's the thing is with this as well, and I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I don't feel this is up because there's rumours that the people they're putting in place now are just as bad as the people who were there before. And the thing is,
Of course.
like you know how Eve was saying, we'll make a show of like some of the worst people are talking about. We can leave the others in.
Yeah.
I feel like that is probably gonna because Eve, who was complicit in this shit and clearly didn't care from what's come out, is still at the company. His position was moved.
No, that'll definitely be. Yeah.
Yeah, like his position was moved, but he's still there, which he shouldn't be.
Yeah, things will move around, but things won't actually change. The fact that it's continued for like 2 months, just things coming out over and over and over and continuously, it's clear that there's a lot more under the surface, and we've probably only seen the tip of the iceberg at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And even after this does change, I will never trust Ubisoft. You can never trust a corporation, but after
No.
all this shit, nothing that they ever say should be taken at face value because of how they've tried to just sweep this under the rug. You know.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, it's just so much bigger than games. It's full on just. It's do they even have a HR department? That's a question you've really got to ask. Like at
It
this
is
point,
all just Dave.
I almost feel guilty for. I don't know if you'd say what I do is promote the video games, but like
I get what you mean.
buying the video games and talking about them constantly, I almost feel guilty about that. But obviously, you can't look at it that way because one, you've got to separate art from the people who make it, and also there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people who make these games, so you can't label them all with the same brush.
Yeah, of course.
But
That's another thing, is like the people being abused and the people who went through this shit are like, not that they're just normal people. Like the majority of people at Ubisoft, like even if
exactly,
they're part of games we don't like, are just normal people who haven't done anything wrong. And that's, we're not like condemning them or anything,
yeah,
but like the higher ups who can do something but haven't, you know.
yeah. It seems like it's all coming from the top, which I mean, we've always known that Ubisoft higher ups are cunty, money hungry scumbags, but I don't think anyone realized it was to this extent.
Yeah, it is disgusting. It is awful. And like,
It's a real shame.
when playing Origins as well, like going back through that and like knowing about the shit that happened, it just feels weird because like you know about the shit that was going on in the offices, and obviously you know how different the product would have been. Do you want to talk about that a bit? How different Origins would have been? Because that's insane.
Yeah, it would have been a completely different game. I mean, I'm not exactly sure of the details, but it was Bayek was meant to die like halfway through the game, and then you were meant to take over as Aya.
Yeah, and I think
Sorry?
he was. They said die or get injured, but because I don't think they fully had it done. But like,
yeah,
I think that might have been Darby's original plan before he was moved. And the thing is, I would like, as much, you know, I love Bayek, right? And I don't know about you,
absolutely.
But I would take Darby's Aya over Elaine's Bayek any day, like just on a gamble.
I mean, I'm not sure the game in its current state I would, but I feel like if Aya was the lead, like, I feel like Darby would do so much, but I feel like the game as a whole would be so different that I think I would take Darby's Aya, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Darby would have written in actually meaningful side characters and so much more, whereas...
Yeah, and it all would have meant something that way, because could you imagine if, like, when Bayek is around that table, or Aya in this case, will be, like, giving that speech, but all these side characters are on the level of, like, Bartolomeo or Volpe, or, like, the characters in Black Flag. Because the game used to have such a good side cast, and Darby made such a good side cast in Black Flag. Could you imagine that? The first group of assassins are these characters of that level, and then the Creed is far more than just a word that sort of feels like cheap fan service. And
it's like
that'd be
Bayek
sick.
does just use the word Creed and not actually have a creed for the entire game. It is a bit strange. As for the characters in that speech, most of them, when I first played the game, I had no idea who they were. Like, Apollodor... I can't pronounce
But he
any of the names.
He dies.
I knew, like...
That. That's the motivation. Fucking
Apollodor
is dying.
Yeah, I knew maybe one or two of those characters, and the rest were completely meaningless to me. Whereas...
You're not a passion Remthistan like I am.
If that same speech had happened, it could have been on tier with, like, Ezio's speech at the Bonfire of the Vanities, or fucking... Okay, I can't think of another example off the top of my head. I need to watch your new video, Top 10 Assassin's Creed Moments, which is totally original and the best video on YouTube.
Well, all my videos are, so... There you go.
Of course. Yeah, you are the creative genius of YouTube. Aside from Nigahika, maybe.
You can't say that. But anyway, on to...
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway, yeah, Origins... Alright, let's talk... Because I feel like the community, like the AC community, and me, have slowly been, like, souring on Origins over the last maybe 2 years. And that's come to a head now. Because, like, before all this came out, like, it was literally the day my Origins video came out, that thing about Aya was announced, which really annoyed me.
Completely different game.
yeah, I would have liked to talk about that, but like I, because I used to love Origins, and it used to be like I used to contemplate if it was better than Brotherhood, but now
Jeez.
it's like it's a six for me these days. Purely, maybe even
Wow.
less than that, because I love Bayek, I love the world, I love the soundtrack, and
Yeah.
there's some things I like the tombs, and you
Yeah.
know, smaller bits of the world. Well, that's kind of it. But then with like AC2 or Brotherhood, there's so many things I can name that I love, and with
Yeah.
Origins, especially as an Assassin's Creed game as well, you know.
Yeah. And then
What
when you
about you?
think on top of that what it could have been, it's
Mm,
I completely get where you're coming from. I mean, I've not played it. I've not replayed it in a while. It's still
yeah.
probably a strong 7 for me. But
Wait till you replay it on
the
the.
game has, yeah, the game's soured a lot in my mind. What I was more interested in was how Syndicate would have changed, because
Yeah.
Syndicate's a game that I think fundamentally the gameplay I quite enjoy, other than the shitty rope launcher and the okay,
I'm
there's
not a
quite a lot of
fan,
things I
to be
don't enjoy,
honest.
but my point is Syndicate had potential, and most of it was dragged down by Jacob. So
Mm.
having Evie as the only character there, I don't know if you share these thoughts, but I feel like that would have risen the game out of the depths of misery that it was in.
Yeah, if Evie was like, because to me, Evie is like in Syndicate's current state is just okay. Like I don't dislike it. I like her curiosity. That's a really
Yeah.
interesting trait that not many assassins have, and like her intuitiveness to like that
Hmm.
extent. But I still don't know. She would have definitely been better, but I don't know if she would have been great. They had Jeffrey O'Harlan was writing it, which is weird because he wrote like Brotherhood. I think The Truth,
Yeah.
and then Syndicate's shit. I think there must have been other writers, but like if he could write a great character with Evie, which I think he
Yeah.
could, having wrote Brotherhood, I think Syndicate would be not not necessarily a good game, but like a much more tolerable one because the combat would still
Yeah.
be
You
shit.
could,
The city would still be shit for like traversal, you know, all that side
but at least
content
you
as
could play
well.
through it for a decent story. Because
Yeah,
I find
yeah,
that the
exactly.
Evie story sections in Syndicate are consistently far and away the best parts of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because she's far more like Jacob's just intolerable for me, but like
Yeah, I'd
Evie I
agree.
can handle, and even the thing at times, oh, that's kind of cute when she's going around Edward's manor. Like I like that
Hmm.
because she's so like interested and curious. It's
Yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like she was a genuinely unique character, whereas, like, in comparison to the other Assassin's Creed characters, obviously. Whereas
Yeah,
Jacob was comic relief mixed with trying to recapture kind of what Edward was and completely failing in every conceivable way.
yeah, yeah. It's so I don't like Syndicate. I just thought,
Yeah, me neither, but I do wish. There's so many things I wish. I wish we could have seen so much more. The only thing I'm glad about is that Elise didn't get more screen time because fuck Elise. But
yeah.
that might just be me.
I mean,
Um,
if Alex Amancio didn't write the script in 3 days after like a cheeky week-long bender in a fucking hotel room, maybe the story would have been good. Maybe Elise could have been good. It's everything with Unity. Like it's what's bad and is still in the game. Like you can't excuse just because it could have been better. But at the same
yeah.
time, there's a lot that could have been. And maybe if the game was given more time, the story would have been Elise would have been better.
Oh,
Maybe. So
for
like,
sure.
you
Nah,
know.
I completely agree. I think that Unity. I think they gave Unity about 4 minutes to be written in total, and that's why it repeats the exact same emotional beat like 4 times. Um,
Yeah.
with Arno just growing a depression beard and getting
Yeah.
absolutely hammered.
Yeah. They went for a more relatable story there, you know. They did the same with Edward as well though, where only like once after I think it's after Mary Read dies,
Yeah,
all his dead mates are in like a that's a really fucking good scene.
it is. It is a brilliant. I mean, the whole story of Black Flag completely carries it. It's ridiculous.
You've been
But
replaying Black Flag, haven't you?
I am, and yeah, I'm in the process of it right now. I was gonna make a video called "Black Flag is overrated," and then I fell back in love with it, and I'm gonna 100% it
Right.
because I'm an idiot.
Nah, it's such a. I promised to 100% Rogue now. So, like.
Oh, why?
Because I said in my. I did this. I did this video the other day called Assassin's Creed Rouge is an underrated gem. And it was like.
Which, of course, it is.
Because you know, everything's a underrated gem. Change of pace. It's.
It's fresh. It's
Yeah,
shift in
it's-
paradigm.
Guys, it's not like the other games. Because it's totally fucking shit.
Because you play as a Templar, even though he does the exact same things as an assassin, so it's completely different.
Yeah,
He's really dark.
It's not a change of pace. It's just a new coat of paint, really. But
Well, it is when you play it on the brightest possible game mode.
that's a part of this
But
whole
that's just you.
like a let's play. I am playing it on max brightness just because every comment with a video with rogue footage is about the brightness.
So now your back is constantly injured, and you're also going to go blind. Fair enough.
Yeah, this is all for Assassin's Creed.
That's
I
true
think-
gamer grind.
Because like my back, I think I pulled something during that 5.5 hour stream. But,
What, the one where you just watched Boss Logic paint?
Yeah. But it was, I didn't want to miss anything, and like I kept saying I'll go if there's only like I'll go if it doesn't end at like at 3, 4, 5, and I meant to only stay for an hour, and it was.
And it just kept going.
I was proper nervous as well because I hadn't done a stream before.
Yeah, it ended up being like 9 hours as well.
Yeah, Joraptor did it, so fair play to him.
That's rough.
That is rough. I need a good gaming chair, is what I need, and then I reckon I could have done it. I was shattered though. I felt asleep as soon as that was done.
Good, because it wasn't worth staying up for.
No, it was though, because I woke up like an hour, 2 hours after Valhalla had been officially announced, and I was late to like the AC content rat race, and I just remember the stress of getting. I'm not like that so much anymore, because like I wait 4 days between videos. Well, I don't wait. I'm just fucking lazy, but you know.
But
so it goes.
yeah, you're not quite on the Assassin's Creed Ragnarok confirmed. Will there be fish that you can use as weapons of mass destruction? Who knows?
I hope.
Who cares? Because
I,
Assassin's Creed Ragnarok doesn't exist. It's just called Valhalla, and it's shit.
Yeah, let's do this again. Valhalla is shit.
Speaking of shit reveals, Halo Infinite just had a demo. Smooth transition, right? It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, that was quite good.
It was quite smooth, yeah. Halo Infinite and the entire Xbox event the other day, which is probably not the other day for most people watching this. Either way, have you seen the gameplay premiere?
I've seen like because for me, Halo Infinite, a lot of people were hyped for it because it was like we're going back to what made 1 to 3 special, and because like I loved 4 back in the day, I fucking did, and I still kind of do.
4. I mean,
I maybe not love it anymore, but like it still has a place in my heart. But 5, I played a few minutes of it. It was like shit.
absolute disaster.
I love the Master Chief Collection, but like this,
Fair enough.
I think I was saying this in like the first episode how the director left like halfway through and there's a bunch of trouble internally, and that was really putting me off. And to see it now, where it's like sprinting's back, it's all this advanced movement. It's a fucking RP. Listen,
it's what the fuck is? Yeah, I know.
The far and away the worst side effect of capitalism is every game becoming a fucking RPG. Why?
That's the worst side effect. I think that's we should become. Well, we already know that we're a mouthpiece for the Chinese Communist Party. That's why we should become Maoists, proud Maoists, because
we can be
to get back to some linear Halo.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. What are your thoughts?
It just, firstly, fundamentally, it just looks so off. Like, all it's almost like all the layers of Halo are there. You know, you've got Master Chief, you've got the world that it looks like a Halo game, but it's like it's just paint, and underneath the paint is a boring, dull, repetitive, just shit shooter that doesn't like. Does that make any sense? Like it's got all the elements of Halo, but it just doesn't feel like Halo.
This reminds me of like the 2017 hype for AC Origins, what we should have saw.
No, yeah, sorry.
But
yeah,
like,
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
The way it looks as well, like it's something about like it looks. Obviously, it's fake, but like everything looks a bit uncanny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I completely understand. I mean, aside from the fact that the graphics are absolutely disgusting, like I cannot believe that this is what they're revealing as their release title for the Xbox Series X, which is supposedly the most powerful console.
Wait, hold on.
And that's what they show.
Hold on, but you're forgetting Gears Tactics exclusively for the Xbox Series X out this fall. Are you telling me you're still buying a PS5?
It's horrific. It's horrific.
State of Decay 3. Beat that.
It's the only name they have as well, other than Fable, but I'm sure we'll get to that later.
Ooh.
But aside from the graphics just looking horrible, the game just felt dead. Like, no score, and it almost felt like procedurally generated. Like, no set pieces, no nothing. It just felt so off. It felt so superficial. Like they were trying to throw all this Halo stuff at you to get you hyped without actually having any depth or any, you know, any game underneath to actually sell, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's any like energy in it. Like not just in the way you move and like you fight and all that, but just the world. It all just feels really empty.
Feels dead. It feels like Odyssey. That's probably a bad example, but
it's not. Everything has to come back to Assassin's Creed.
everything we do has to be brought back to how Ubisoft hate women. And to be fair, I didn't see any women in this trailer, so maybe Microsoft hate women too.
What if Craig was a woman? You know he's not a grunt, he's one of like the bigger enemies. The meme.
Oh, the ogre thing, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gorgeous. He's the only thing I truly love about this trailer.
Yeah, mate. And there's that little side character. The story might be okay.
I'm just so skeptical of it, you know? I'm sure there will be linear set piece Halo type missions. I'm sure there will be some quality storytelling. The multiplayer will probably be okay, but it just feels so false, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you get to the end, and whoever that guy is, the big bad, I burst out laughing immediately. He comes up in a red hologram, and he just straight up looks like one of the orcs from The Hobbit. And it's so bad.
I feel like Halo. I can't believe I'm saying this as a current Assassin's Creed fan. I feel like Halo might be dead.
That's the thing. I mean, 4 million views in 9 days. 4 million views in a week. Sorry, as of recording this. I mean, that's okay, but
that's too much.
4 million for Halo? I feel like that should...
Xbox's flagship title.
Yeah.
That they fucking need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one selling point they have of their game right now, other than their 12 teraflops per giga shit.
It's unfortunately their best game is going to be their last good one, Halo Reach.
Oh Jesus, that's fucking hell. That was 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, of course, they bring back Fable, another decade-old game to try and sell this console on, which apparently they're not making any exclusives on for another year.
That's fucking weird. All this just made me want to play it. I just want to get on bit of Master Chief Collection, play a bit
Yeah.
of Infected on Halo Reach until like 5 in the morning. I'd love that.
I truly don't. Unless they just want this to flop. Unless they want the Xbox Series X to flop, so they, I don't know, stop having to make Xboxes.
Yeah, like this is just a tax write-off for Bill Gates. No, there are 3 people working at like Microsoft right now. That's it.
They've done nothing to sell this console. If anything, with that gameplay reveal, they probably turned more people off of buying the console.
Yeah, I think they did, because like their last hope at this point, because like they have all these small games, but like that might be great, but what you need
Yeah.
to sell a console are these huge games like Gears of War in
Exactly.
its day, Uncharted, you know.
Yeah.
But here, the one thing they have is Fable, and I don't feel Fable is enough to stand on its own legs and carry this console.
Yeah, I mean, I love Fable.
Yeah.
I've always loved Fable. And despite early leaks that it was like an MMO,
Oh
which
yeah, it's been confirmed
that's
it's
been
not, luckily.
that's been cut down. It's just a normal Fable game, hopefully. But it's not enough. Like one game is not enough for me to spend £400 on this console. And considering they don't have another one coming out for a year, I mean, even if they do bring out some banger exclusives within the next year, at that point I can just get a second-hand Xbox for significantly cheaper and I'll be all set. So
yeah, but like if my PS5 ever breaks or tells me to rebuild the fucking database, I am buying an Xbox Series X and selling the PS5. I hate that shit.
How many times has it happened now? Like twice in a day.
Well, yeah, because like the thing is, I got my PS4 in like 28 or when God of War come out, and then
Right, 2018, yeah.
yeah, it crashed like a year after for the first time. I didn't know you could rebuild the database. Thought it was just fucked.
Oh my god.
And so bought a PS4 Pro. I told you this. It's fucking painful for like
Massive
however much
brain.
that was. And then like I know how to rebuild the database now. That's crashed maybe like 6 times in the year that I've had it, and it's got more and more often that it happens. And it happened literally once, and then once again the next day. So I took the lid off, which you need fucking insane strength to do, which I don't have. I had to get my fucking toothbrush involved. Took it off.
No.
Took a wet cloth about it, and hopefully it won't brick again. But like, you never get.
You mean
that shit with
hopefully it won't
Xbox.
break again today?
Yeah. The thing is,
Give it a week.
like, the only reason I have a PlayStation is the games, because on Xbox, you know, I have like the system doesn't fuck up. I've had it for Game Pass and shit. My AC Unity account with all my XP, 50k gamer score, and like on PlayStation,
True
it
gamer
literally is
Roger.
just the games.
Yeah, like fundamentally, I think the Xbox is a significantly better console.
Yeah.
Obviously, console wars are fucking dumb because they're both basically the same. But
Yeah, I prefer the controller for Xbox though.
if I didn't make, you know, like if I didn't make YouTube videos mostly on games, and if I didn't play games consistently, I'd want an Xbox. If I was just playing Warzone or something, I'd probably rather have an Xbox.
Yeah.
But so I guess that's where they'll get their sales from mostly.
Yeah,
But-
it's going to be from a lot of like. There'll probably be people who have like they bought the original Xbox or 360. Whenever they jumped on, I think it'll just be brand loyalty. Those will be the sales they'll have, and that'll be it.
Yeah,
But,
and even
nothing
that,
more than that.
I don't understand that with games consoles at all. Like, sure, maybe get one 5 years into the cycle, if you want to like carry over your account or something. But fucking, does it really matter? Like, I've had a Wii, I've had a DS, I've had a PS3, Xbox 360, PS4. No, Xbox One. Like,
I sort of get it if it's you've always had an Xbox. That's, you know, you just play Call of Duty or FIFA. Your mates have got it. But if you're like
Yeah.
a gamer, you know, and like you buy games every few months, you buy like all the
Yeah.
new releases, and,
Yeah.
and you're still willing to die on this hill. Why?
Yeah.
It's so
Exactly. And
it's
there's
this
gonna
console wars bullshit.
there's gonna be a point where enough people have moved over to PS5 that all their friends will also move over to PS5. The friends that just play FIFA or Warzone or whatever.
Yeah.
So
'Cause that's why I got an Xbox One, because I was like
yeah,
10 when it come out, and that's what my mates had, and I wanted to play.
yeah, I was the
What
same.
the fuck did I want to play? Minecraft. Because I could carry over me. Genuinely, that's why, because my mates had it, and I wanted to carry over me Minecraft saves from the 360. But with
enough,
like,
yeah.
I have no reason to buy an Xbox at all. Besides
At this
Fable.
point, there isn't. At this point, like I don't see a reason to buy an Xbox other than I don't see a point. If you want performance, build a PC. You know.
Mm.
So it might just be over. Like this might be their last generation. That's just completely 100% honest.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. After Xbox is gonna change as we know it, I feel like after this. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I'd imagine so. Unless Microsoft just pump money into it, for like new exclusives and stuff. I don't see much changing in the near future.
Yeah, it's I wonder when they're gonna start properly marketing all this. Because do you remember when like all the time you'd see that fucking telly advert for Roy, Son of Rome, like 7 years ago? Do you remember?
Yeah.
That was everyone forgot. That was a sick game as well. I
Right,
played it
Son of
on
Rome.
Games
That
with
was-
Gold like 3 years ago.
Was it a sick game?
I enjoyed
Did it just have really good graphics? Nah, it's cool the first time you play it, and within like 2 hours you realize that every single gameplay scenario is exactly the same.
Nah, but it gave you the feeling of like, you know, you could do like what's it, like phalanxes and shit, and you can do all these like massive, you know, like the shield tactics where like all that
Yeah.
shit where you command like an army, and it is epic in scale. It's like
I mean,
no, it is like
yeah,
Xbox.
it
is
does.
Uncharted,
It does feel at
but-
times for me like it was just a showcase of the capabilities of the console, you know, as opposed to an
Yeah.
actual game. Which
Yeah,
I mean, Halo Infinite clearly hasn't done. But
yeah, no, it hasn't. They need a big. They need a Royce Son of Rome.
I
funnily
just
enough.
realized that Rise Son of Rome looks better than every piece of Halo Infinite footage we've seen so far.
That's sad because like moving from the PS4 to PS5 feels like a huge thing. Where it's like
Yeah,
an
it was a
actual
proper
progression,
leap.
but with Xbox it doesn't in the slightest. From the games we've seen, the fact they're not changing the HUD, the fact that like
Yeah.
they don't have anything to sell us on it, it doesn't feel like a jump. It's more like a small step.
Yeah, it almost seems like Microsoft just want to keep doing these small, like, you know how they went from the Xbox One to the Xbox One X, and
Yeah,
it does feel like they just want to keep doing those small jumps, but I feel like that's not gonna work as a business model. You know, like
No.
these grand changes are what sells people, and Sony have just shown so much more
yeah.
in every facet, despite like they've said more by saying less. You know?
Because like Xbox, like advertising their console and saying, "Look at all this shit we have," is like just giving people more reasons not to buy an Xbox. Whereas,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, everyone's waiting for what Sony is showing. People are waiting for God of War 2. They want to see more of Horizon,
Yeah.
Miles Morales. They want to see more of the actual console, how much it costs. But with Xbox, you don't have that. They're just showing you a bunch of shit and it's turning people off. But like,
Yeah, literally, no one is asking what's next for Xbox, other than are they going to collapse?
death. Yeah.
And that's not the position you want to be in as the only opposition to Sony in this scenario.
It isn't a console war anymore. It is a fucking slaughter. It's
Yep.
over for them. Like, it's sad to say, but I feel like it is.
Yeah, that sums it up. I mean, for a while, I was waiting for price releases.
Mm.
Like, I was debating whether to get an Xbox if it was, say, £100 cheaper. At this point, I'm done. Like, there is zero chance of me getting an Xbox in any scenario within the next 4 years at least.
Yeah. Do you think you'll buy the consoles at launch or PS5?
I'll most likely get a PS5 at launch,
Yeah.
purely because I have a lot of PS4 games that I need to catch up on.
Oh yeah. Oh, if they don't do backwards compatibility, that'd
They
be
are.
so shit.
No, they've confirmed that for all their. I think they've confirmed that for all their exclusives, they'll be backwards compatible.
Oh, that's it.
On
Then.
launch.
That's all you missed out on. Because
So
that
yeah,
was
so
huge for me. Because in 2018, I had like 5 years of games to catch up on. God of War had just come out, and it was
Yeah.
like waking up from a coma and like experiencing like unfiltered
overwhelming.
gaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like you'll have the entire generation as well as the launch titles for the PS5, which is mad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Jumping straight from playing Spider-Man PS4 for the first time to playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, I'm sure will be a pretty
That's
sick
sick.
experience.
That is because I got to play Uncharted all in one go. Because that was the big thing that I really wanted to play. Like back when those were coming out, Uncharted 2 and 3, I really wanted to play those. Like my mate had them at his house, and I played them there. So getting to play 1 to 4, four of the best games ever made.
That'd be
two of them.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Apart from
and it's
3.
God of War 4 as well. You reckon you'll want to play God of War 4?
Yeah. I mean, I'd assume so. It's the best game of all time, according to some people.
It's the most overrated game of all time.
Oh, controversial.
Yeah.
God of War type B.
Yeah, it's like it is really good. I'd give
Yeah.
it a strong 8, but like
Strong
10.
8. Okay.
Like that's really, it is really great, but like
Yeah.
in terms of perfect, one of the best games ever made. I don't
I
even
mean,
think
I
it's
have-
that. It's
I have to give it a chance, you know?
yeah,
like, I don't-
oh, definitely play it 'cause it is great.
Yeah.
It's just like, especially in terms of like, I preferred Horizon, I think, as well as
Oh, wow.
Uncharted, Last of Us. I think their other exclusives are a bit better, but it's still in like that top tier
Right.
where it is
So-
really good.
Basically, I should lower my expectations a little bit.
Nah, don't, because like, in the first boss fight you do, it's one of the
Yeah.
best bits I've played of any game. It's
Jeez,
just wait, it is sick.
not bad. Yeah. Only, Jesus. Only like 4 months until these consoles release.
Yeah, it's like
That
it's
makes
a
me
bit
feel.
less than that, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
with the release of Cyberpunk and Assassin's Creed, it seems like it'll be around like mid November, I think.
Yeah, that makes me feel slightly nauseous just how fast this year's going. But luckily my birthday's in November, so I'm
Oh,
sure
cheeky.
I'll be aided with that.
Yeah,
And of
yeah,
course.
sick one. I think I'll get Valhalla on Xbox just because I worry. But I've already fucking pre-ordered the game with like the statue.
Oh jeez.
But
Oh my days.
yeah. But
Which statue? Female or male Eivor? Because obviously women don't
only
sell
was the
statues.
female one in like an edition. But it comes with the season pass and all that. But
Not bad.
because like my Last of Us 2 game came a day late, and obviously like I can't risk all that, so I think I'm gonna buy it digitally as well. Because like
Fair enough.
that's fucking 200 quid on AC Valhalla. Or 100.
Any chance you want to do a cheeky giveaway to your favorite podcast co-host?
of send you a PS4 copy of Assassin's Creed Valhalla for you?
Oh, you're getting on PS.
PS4.
Okay, so you'll digitally download it on the Xbox. That makes more sense. I got it.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually give that away though, because I wouldn't.
Yeah, that'd be a
need
good
it.
idea.
Because I could just have the season pass and the statue. If you had the console at the time, and then I could
Oh, yeah,
share
I
you my
suppose.
Viking. That's a thing you can do. For some reason.
Hashtag this is my Eivor.
Yeah.
And all of them have to be men because women don't sell. Remember that, women don't sell.
No, oh
That's
my
gonna be
god! If
clipped.
the next game has fucking gender options, I am done. I will be.
It's over. Nah, it won't know. No
Uh,
chance.
No, but like the thing is, right? Think
Yeah.
about this. This
Yeah.
game, this next gen game, will have been in development. This scares me because people are saying Sergey won't have his hands on the next gen game. it's going to be out in a year or even 2 years. But like, it's been
Hopefully
in
2
development
years.
for at least for 2 or 3 years by this point, depending on when it comes out. So
Ah,
like,
shit.
the ship has sort of half sailed on like,
Yeah.
but Surge,
That's a
his role was reduced this year. I think that's why Darby was okay to write Valhalla, because I think he was just very cunty around Origins and didn't let him do
right.
what he
Okay.
wanted to do. His role was
Yeah.
minimised a little.
Yeah.
So I hope that if the next gen
Hopefully,
game
but
is a fucking RPG and I
I
choose
feel
the
like
gender and fucking option, I'll be done. I will cry.
I feel like at this point, like if they did no, with everything that's come out, I'd imagine they just have to not scrap it, but delay it and make some changes. Because I feel like if the next game comes out with gender options, there's going to be absolute uproar. Because people know what they're doing now, which of course I've known for like 5 years, but
Yeah.
I didn't know they were actually saying that. I just, it was fairly obvious that that's what they wanted, considering Syndicate and Odyssey.
Yeah, the Unity thing really caught me off guard though, because
That did,
we
yeah.
said this a few weeks ago that it was sort of obvious with Syndicate before all this came out. But like
Yeah.
with Unity, I would have had no, because that's the thing. You wonder with Ubisoft being as they are, you wonder how many things would have been, not just in terms of like women, but in terms of if games were given more time, if the developers maybe had more freedom, like how different certain games would be. Because we would have never found out about that Elise shit was it not for this huge PR disaster. So
Yeah.
like, it does make you wonder a bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Mary Reed was actually the lead of Assassin's Creed Black Flag the entire time, and
You can pick.
that's why they made her dress up as a man, because
Oh,
women
yeah, so
don't
they can
know.
put her on the cover, and at the end she fucking undoes her hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's such a good character.
Yeah, oh,
What a great
everything
game.
in Black Flag is so. I haven't
Remember when
played it in
Ubisoft
2
were
years.
almost a good company? Who knows?
No,
They probably weren't ever, to be fair. They probably weren't ever.
that's
We just
your
didn't hear
childhood
about it.
nostalgia talking there, and
That's what?
childhood nostalgia for Ubisoft.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the same for me a little bit.
That
Where I was,
Stargate Ubisoft Sparkle.
it's
It's so nostalgic. And so
yeah,
depressing,
it's
because we now know that they were assaulting a woman. And also just hating women generally.
yeah, not a fan of that.
Our next episode should feature a woman, because
Maybe who are you thinking? Not to put you on the
just to
spot.
clear, I think we should get Katie Fleming or Mel Carty.
Are you just naming the two female Ubisoft employees that you know, and one of which you don't like?
Oh, or Sarah
That's Mel, by the
Snatcher.
way.
Or Sarah Snatcher.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Now, quick disclaimer:
I'll
the
shoot her a
Eagles Call
quick PM.
podcast. The Eagles Call podcast does not like sexism. I can't remember the word right now because I
We
have
have to make
a
an
limited
official
vocabulary.
statement on that.
Because I don't
because
read, I just game.
Being gamers and Assassin's Creed fans, that is something you do sort of need to clear up as soon as possible. Just with like the
Yeah,
reputation that we have.
it's not ideal. I mean, when you look at someone like the Quartering, who thankfully got removed off Twitter recently.
Yeah.
There is that stereotype is definitely still around, the whole neck beard in your mum's basement type thing.
But in the Assassin's Creed community, there's like around this whole situation, there's so much just shit. Like the thing is, the Assassin's Creed community and generally online communities are only good in pockets where there's really sane people there, but you need to find them. And then as like a whole, as a group, online communities are usually like toxic cesspits. And that's become so clear with everything going on, where people only prioritise the games. They couldn't care less about this shit. With like the shit with Ash, they were like, it's private, just let him keep his platform. And it's these people who only care about games and just have no concern for these
bizarre.
people. Yeah.
Just no empathy. It's like, give me my entertainment. I don't care about, what the fuck is going on in your personal life.
And so many people in this community just aren't open to conversation either. just generally
Yeah, and the
online as
the
well.
gatekeeping as well. I mean, it's been toned down recently, but like I feel like that's part of why people never came out until now, because there's so many people. Like, if someone were to say something, people would just jump on it and completely kick them out of the community. And for a certain time, that kind of happened with James and Tyler from As Always. Like, they
Yeah.
kind of got kicked out from the Assassin's Creed community, so they went and did their own thing, and ended up being significantly more
Yes, because
successful.
Ubisoft are very closed off, and like they don't want to hear any shit. Not just as a corporation, but people like Mel or employees who'd block you if you criticise their game just rationally, as well.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how I was best mates with Mel for a short while? Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
my time to shine. Basically,
Yeah.
bit of Walshie story time. You know about this. Let me get it up because I've got this saved because it's a very
You're gonna
proud
go on a
moment
date.
of mine. Yeah, here we are. Basically, towards the end of the year, right, it was,
Yeah.
you know about this, but everyone else needs to know. It was the end of 2019.
That's true.
Yeah. And, basically, everyone was, like, tweeting about, like, people who'd made their year. There was this tweet people were quoting. And, basically, I thought, you know what, this would be, funny if I tagged Mel. Because, like, it's even more satisfying now I know about the shit, you know, like what she was like inside Ubisoft. And I'll read the tweet now. I'll send you a screenshot over, Joe, so you can put this in.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I honestly cannot thank @Mel enough for writing Odyssey. I never loved a game like I do Odyssey, and I never knew a game could hit me on a personal level like that until I played a little heart. She replies, "Thank you." That really made my day. All my hard work credit goes to, and she tags a bunch of people who worked on the game. And at the time,
All the ones.
I felt so fucking bad for a while because, like, I didn't know she was a piece of shit. I just thought she'd made a shit game. And then, people in the community replied saying, like, "Oh, it's not fucking hard work." There's someone we know fucking replied to us saying, "So, can you pick me up on Friday?" Whatever the fuck that means. And, like, the people who liked the tweet, this is what got to me the most.
Yeah.
The Flight, the blokes who did the soundtrack, the famous Odyssey
Oh
theme,
my
liked it.
days.
Writer and narrative director at Ubisoft Massive.
Oh my days.
Someone in the community who has been tricked, but I like him, so I'm not going to name him. A script writer at Ubisoft Quebec, another one.
So you baited the entirety of Ubisoft.
Almost.
Oh.
That was so,
I mean,
that
she
was
did.
so cringe for me.
I mean, I doubt she made much of her employees' years, but at least she made your year great.
And I made her day, so.
Yeah. I mean, all that hard work throwing chairs at employees, it must be tough. Can't imagine it.
That whole fucking, there was that drama where it was I hate, she had that thing where she was like, violence against women in media isn't okay. Where it's like, for one, shut the fuck up.
And then the first scene of Odyssey is Cassandra getting absolutely walloped in the face.
Yeah, because Amir from the Four Pillars replied to that, and he got blocked. And it's fucking hell. It's so.
But it does completely show what type of person she is, and you know it should have been obvious considering how she took fairly constructive criticism. Like, there was a lot of people who were being dicks to her on Twitter.
Yeah.
But even the ones who got like Loomer of all people, you know, he got blocked by her, and Loomer's great. Loomer's just a chill guy, and he got blocked by her. So is it really a surprise that anytime anyone criticized her in her work, she just absolutely went on a mad one? I just don't understand how these people get so high up, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot of shilling because there's nothing Ubisoft appreciate more than a good shilling, you know.
That is true. I mean, we can see that with a lot of people that will go unnamed as for right now.
Yeah. But, like, the thing, I'm really glad, and I don't know if you feel this way, but I'm glad that I make Assassin's Creed content, like, in a time, like, without Andy as community manager, and, like, when the company's been massively rearranged to be more open, because if I was doing this in 2017,
Yeah.
with the amount, I don't even give Ubisoft a ridiculous amount of shit. I criticise them for being morally and creatively bankrupt, which they fucking are a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, clearly.
And like back in the day though, that'd get you fucked. And I don't think it was just Andy who was that closed off. It does seem to very much be Ubisoft as a company are just blind
Yeah, I think it's
and deaf.
I think it's a foundational issue. I think it comes from the very top, and it probably makes its way into every single part of the company, which is why if you didn't show Ubisoft back in the day, you got blacklisted essentially immediately.
Yeah, and that is shit. Because like I suppose we'll see when like they send out review copies. I'm not saying if you don't send me review copies, you're totally ignorant and not listen to your fans. But if you don't,
I am. If you don't send me a review copy, you hate women, you hate Scottish people, you hate small businesses, and you are also probably. I'm gonna cut that out because that's just straight up slander. That's just straight up slander.
Yeah, no.
Just gonna get sued.
No. What you?
Oh my fucking days. Oh. Send me a review copy and I'll shill all my life. I'll make an hour-long video saying Odyssey is an underrated gem. If I get a review copy.
I'll make an entire Let's Play called Odyssey is an underrated gem.
100 hours. You got to play through the entire game, 100% it.
Live
if you get a
in
review copy. In one sitting, yeah. On your broken chair.
Yeah, oh my god. My whole body's in fucking pain. We need to start going on tangents about me back. I don't think that's particularly good for the podcast.
No,
yeah,
we're just...
Send us review copies.
Podcasters
please.
next door.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
okay.
like, genuinely that will say a lot, like, who they give it to. If they'll give it to just the creators who are like, this is a fucking great game, it's going to be great. Which, if you think that's fine, but like, if they're not giving it to the big ones, which I'm not, but I mean the big ones who are giving it a bit more shit, it'll show how much they've changed. Because in 2017, they certainly didn't do that. So I suppose...
Yeah, for sure. No, they...
Yeah, I suppose we'll see. But please give me one.
That'd be nice.
If you work at Ubisoft, please, just pull some strings.
Since they've decided to now listen to the community, I'm going to throw something out here. Ubisoft, I'm going to need you to stop making your game RPGs. I'm going to need you to start making Assassin's Creed games again. And I'm going to need you to send Walshie 2 review copies. For no apparent reason, just he needs 2, trust me. He needs 2. He just does.
Yeah.
He definitely won't send it to me. And then, what I need you to do is stop making games, sell yourself to Vivendi, and just completely change.
And make Emergency Heroes 2. Thank you for listening to this, Eve. I'm so glad you tuned in. It means the world to us. I really hope you take this.
We love you, Eve. I mean, not really, but we did for a bit. Seemed like a bit of a cunt, though.
Massively.
Well, no, we're not getting review copies. We fucked it now.
We probably fucked it before this because we dared to say some Assassin's Creed games weren't perfect. No, they've changed. They're going through they're not going through a fucking redemption arc, but like maybe.
Nope. Maybe one day. Maybe in like 2 years we'll see if they've gone through a redemption arc.
We'll never know unless some shit comes out again.
I mean, from everything they've written so far, they can't even write a redemption arc, let alone a character arc in general.
They can't even write one for themselves. It's disastrous.
I doubt they can go through one.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I am skeptical, and it's because I imagine that I'd feel a bit shit to like to be someone working there and then have them make all these gestures basically and not change much, and then they have changed a lot, but I mean like
I hope it's not all performative. I hope it's not all just for the show to show that they've improved. I hope they genuinely make changes.
That was Eve's plan, and like Eve didn't even get any shit when that came out. Like he did.
He didn't get
like,
enough.
None. Yeah, considering that like the spotlight was on Ash, which fair game. It makes sense with him being as important as he is and doing some bad shit. But like,
Yeah.
there are so many other people at the company who like fucked up massively, who just went under the radar. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ash was such a personality within the community, and so that's why all the focus was on him. So I'm just glad that that statement by Eve that they were just originally gonna let people go under the radar. I'm glad that came out, because if that didn't, nothing would have changed. And at this point,
Yeah.
nothing still might change, but we can only wait and see. We've made the
Yeah,
call. We've
that-
made the Eagles call for Ubisoft to change.
That is true. My least favourite thing though about like the thing coming out, you know, the women don't sell, is
Yeah.
everyone who are like. I saw
Mhm.
this reply that really annoyed me. It's from Yogscast Hannah, who I love,
Right.
classic gamer, but like
Absolutely.
Mel put out a tweet about like Cassandra, how she broke the glass ceiling, and Yogscast Hannah replied like, "Oh no, that bitch shattered the ceiling. It's fuck off." There was like
Yeah, no,
there was
not
a
quite.
layer of glass that was shattered. But there's also ceiling under it in the form of a male protagonist. No ceilings have been
Yeah.
broken. Ubisoft haven't broken fucking anything since 2013. You know, 2014. Like at
Not
all.
in the slightest.
They're playing
No,
things safe. I'll never respect them for like their treatment and their representation of women, because they've never committed to it at all. You know, and
Yeah,
it's
and-
half victories, isn't it?
Yeah, the worst thing is that they've been self-congratulatory. Why can't I say words? Self-congratulatory about being this somewhat progressive company. You know?
Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 was a shit show for that.
Well, exactly. They've always tried to show that image of being, you know, the good guys, and
I'm certain Serge and Eve sat down and they had like a weekend trip to some lake in Canada. They sat down and they're like, right, we're going to make a piece of propaganda about how nice we are, and also incorporate, I don't know, what are the kids doing?
Eve's
Those
just-
fucking memes from 2009? Throw those in there.
troll
It should be a
face.
good game.
Perfect.
Rage comic memes? 2016? Fuck yeah. Sick.
Eve's just stroking a white rabbit at a fire.
Oh, it's so shit.
It is a disaster. Speaking of disasters, the Avengers game. I'm pretty sure we spoke about it last week, but some breaking news has come out. Bald Hawkeye
Yeah,
will be in it,
that's another
and
thing.
no
Why the
one
fuck is he
cares.
bald?
And no one gives a shit.
He's DLC as well.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah.
so it's a pointless reveal that means nothing then.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's like the Battle Pass with Smash Bros. How they did the reveals with that, but like,
Oh yeah.
there's no hype for the game like there was with Smash Bros. And I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
the game was out when they started announcing those.
Right,
So,
so it's literally just trying. It's a desperate grasp to try and get people interested in this shit game.
Yeah, they have no foundation to build off in terms of like hype. Cause
Yeah.
it
Also,
does
why
look
is
bad.
Hawkeye bald?
I don't know, because like
He's so bald.
the costume, you can see the parallels to like the iconic purple one he has in the comic.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't have the hat, like the head thing.
Yeah,
that he had.
it's kind of half-assed.
Yeah, I'm not saying they need to go like full comic to be good. I'm not going to be one of those people. But like,
No,
Oh.
but
it's like they're just trying to make him different for the sake of it, and like every character looks fucked. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
at least they are making him different, as opposed to just making knockoff versions of Robert Downey Jr. Voiced by Troy Baker. So
Yeah,
at least they're trying, but also no one cares about this game, and it's gonna completely flop. That's my prediction.
yeah,
This
it
game
is a shame.
is- It's gonna completely flop. I think. Yeah, no, nah, complete failure.
That is shit.
Which is-
A good Avengers game would be sick.
Has so much potential, but it's just. I don't know why they gave it to Square though, of all people.
Yeah, Square are like a massive banner of a company, aren't they? They have a ton of... Because aren't they above the company that makes Tomb Raider and Kingdom Hearts as well? And Final Fantasy?
Yeah, Tomb Raider, Final Fantasy, yeah. They have a lot of variety, but nothing that they make screams like, oh, they could make an Avengers game.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. It is
Sleeping
weird.
Dogs, Life is Strange. Like, they tend to make very, linear focused, generally.
Sleeping Dogs is
Like,
cool.
Yeah, that's true. But it also came out 8 years ago.
Yeah.
They do
the
tend to
Naughty
make...
Dog one would be sick. Although it'd be weird seeing them do a licensed game, because they can get set pieces right and like very character, narrative-driven stories.
Yeah, I mean, my go-to is always, of course, Rocksteady. I know that's a bit basic, but they've
that'd
proven
be nice.
themselves.
Or,
You disagree?
No, I think that'd be sick.
Oh, okay,
All that
yeah.
company they got to make Arkham Origins.
Oh, just WB Games, WB Studios.
Yeah, I don't know what else they've made.
Shit.
It looks
Now,
like
Arkham Origins
EA
isn't
would
shit.
make.
It's just not as good as the Rocksteady games, which is fine.
Yeah, 'cause it looks like something EA would make. Because they used to do like Harry Potter games that were like sick. It looks
Yeah.
like something they do, but without that charm. And people
Yeah,
keep comparing
yeah.
it to Anthem, which is an EA game, but like
Exactly.
people hating them.
It's a licensed game without people who care about it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
it's a shame.
that's pretty clear.
Unlike SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, which I fucking adore. Oh, that might be my game of the year.
You've
No,
got-
Crash 4 is going to be my game of the year. And that
Do
comes
you,
out.
do you want to hear something kind of rough?
What's that?
I've not played a game that's came out this year.
Fuck.
I've not played a single game that's come out.
Okay, let's list the games we've played this year. You go.
Okay. This year, fucking hell. Mafia 3. Not my proudest moment.
Great start.
Assassin's Creed 3. Damn, that's rough. Okay. All the Arkham games. All the good
Yeah.
Arkham games, sorry. Sleeping
Ooh.
Dogs. And Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah, that's it so far.
Minecraft.
As always. Shit, I did it again. Per usual.
Yeah, I didn't even realise that at all. Because it's just obligatory for you now. So yeah, Minecraft, The Last of Us 2, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Oh,
finish The
that's
Last of Us
it.
2, what the fuck?
That's your life at this point. Next year for you is just going to be Valhalla on repeat
It is, oh
for the
my
entire
god.
year.
I really want to play, I really
What
want
if
to
it's
finish The Last of
bad?
Us 2. I want to play Ghost, I want to play the fucking Nether update.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I need
You're
to
done
upload
with
this
you're
video,
done
though.
you're done with Origins. You're almost done with Brotherhood, I hope.
I haven't even started replaying Brotherhood.
I mean, you bang that out in a day, realistically.
Yeah, that was... I used to do that. I'd like play an Assassin's Creed game in the weekend. Like,
Oh yeah,
out of
it's you can get through the main stories of all of them like fairly easy. Like
Yeah.
you can get them done in a week, or in Rogue's case, you can get it done in about 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's why... I can't believe I actually am going to have to do a fucking 100% playthrough. That video did far better than I thought, because I thought that'd get like... 8k, that's alright. I thought that'd do 3. That was like a filler video.
It's because people actually love Rogue, because it's very dark and also an underrated gem.
The comments on that has to be my worst comment section of anything.
People take it
And
seriously.
yes. Because like... because the comments on it, a lot of them are like same ones and people who get it. Someone copied in that video, that comment, I've got it up now. You know James's video of when it come out, and he did the comment of great video, but I noticed you called the Morrigan a boat. It's just a ship, FYI, I worked on a ship for most of my life.
Yeah.
Someone's just put that copy paste in there.
Oh, my days. And then there was someone saying that because you did a Rogue Let's Play, you've become a man.
Oh yeah, it's Next, there's the usual sane ones. Someone's just saying this game is like all of the comments are from like a good chunk of them are from people who've just seen the title and the thumbnail and are like, oh, we think Rogue's an underrated gem. Either that's the best thing anyone's ever done, or or it's fucking blasphemy.
It's kind of both, because on one hand it is an underrated gem, on the other hand it makes me feel physically ill.
Don't humour that idea.
You love it. You know every character's backstory off by heart. You love Assassin's Creed Rogue.
The sad thing is I do, because I have to go through their wikis for this video. But, yeah, let's talk about the content you've done this week. 2 AC videos,
shut the fuck,
including a top 35 video on the best Assassin's Creed trailers.
It had to be done. It had to be done. It's
Joe, it didn't have to be done, but I'm glad you did it.
But I really needed a video. I needed to make a video, and I couldn't think of anything.
Joe, hey, it was a great video. You don't have to make excuses for yourself.
Hey man, ranking every AC trailer is the true underrated gem of YouTube. It's probably better than my Ezio retrospective, to be honest.
Which, if you haven't seen, will be on a link in my card. You did that in your new video as well.
I did it for you. That's every single Assassin's Creed video I'm going to make from now on, I'll find a way to plug my Assassin's Creed 3 retrospective every single time. No matter what.
It's only going to get worse because you get more retrospectives because you'll have more excuses to like shove them in.
I'll just make another Assassin's Creed 3 retrospective in like 2 months.
Fucking hell. Speaking of the IRA bombings and Irish terrorists, have you played Assassin's Creed Rogue or seen my AC Rogue retrospective? Check it out, guys. That's you in 3 years.
Fuck's sake. Oh my days, that took me so off guard. Why?
When you become Simon Whistler, that's what you'll do.
You made me murder... I can't do an Irish accent. Murder innocents.
You made me slaughter innocent. He's not. He slips out of it as well. I don't know where he's meant to be from, either. Because, like...
Who? Shay?
Yeah, because the thing is...
Pretty sure he's Irish.
I know he's Irish, but I mean, like... Because he's from New York. Because I know I read the wiki.
Yeah. Oh, fuck's sake.
In New York to Irish parents. But, like... That one, just your parents, I don't think would give you... Like, my parents have Irish parents. They have
but
English accents.
It's not that strong.
Yeah, either way.
It's just for diversity. It's just a diversity quota. Get an
It is
Irishman.
weird imagining Shai's an American.
You've also got to remember that every single voice actor is French Canadian, which is why Arno sounds like someone who's French Canadian doing an English accent in a French game. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know? It's just...
I like that, how, like, even in Les Mis, the go-to poor French accent is fucking West Country. That's so funny to me. It's just an accent of poverty. It's brilliant.
Alright, piss... I can't do any accent apart from yours.
When it counts, you resort to cheating, you bastard.
Pierre Belak is my favourite character, which, by the way, is going to be included in my upcoming Assassin's Creed Unity rewrite. Oh, spoilers.
Are you doing that as well?
I'm an Assassin's Creed YouTuber. Let's go! I'm going to beat Walshie physically.
No, we can do a little... If you haven't seen my friend's AC retrospective or rewrite, check it out.
Well, to be fair, you did do that like 2 months ago, and it's the reason. It's the entire reason for my channel somewhat succeeding. So.
Oh nah, it's not, because like the algorithm loves Assassin's Creed.
It does far too much. I don't know why YouTube just pushes this shit franchise, which I love.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed makes me feel like an abused housewife, because I always come back and I get hurt worse each time.
Just keeps cheating on you. It's like liking Assassin's Creed is like being Will Smith in his marriage. It's just
is
pain,
Eve Jada
constant
Smith in
pain.
this? Surge is Jada Smith in this situation.
Jada
They
Pinkett
have an
Smith
entanglement with
hates
Vivendi, and it
hates
forever
women.
scarred them.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed YouTubers. I guess that's us confirmed. Now maybe we can get on the Kill Connor Club podcast.
What's like?
The Assassinate Alexios podcast. Or we could do a Unity co-op stream. But we're just... I love how we do this at the end of every podcast. We just have a little chat for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Madeleine McCann's in the news again. Why?
Oh, fuck's sake.
No, wait,
Can we stop? Can we stop? I know.
It's usually twice a year, but there's been like a new Madeleine McCann thing like 4 times in the last 4 months.
It's probably just to take away from all the shit that's going on.
Oh, like when Wendy Williams fainted.
Mate, I'm sorry. She's dead. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, she is.
It's so frustrating because hundreds of kids go missing every year, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. But because she's a rich white girl, that's literally the only reason.
And Jerry McCann is mates with politicians as well. But think about this: how many kids do you see on social media, like in your area, that have gone missing? And it's like it's just another thing that happens. Although it's not for like ages and in a foreign country, but it's been 13 years.
It's 13 years, and people still care. No one cares. Just the news cares. It's
not
just
even
the media
Jerry or Kate McCann care, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's just... I feel like it's just the media trying to... They just don't have any news to report on. So it's just...
Yeah.
It's like the... I'm not going to bring it back to Assassin's Creed. I was going to make... But no, it's just their cash cow. They just go back to it every time they run out of news. Oh, Madeleine McCann was in Portugal.
McCann, just when there's nothing left. Like for me, it's Assassin's Creed Rogue Fontages. When I'm all out of ideas.
Is that what we're calling our cash cows? Just our Madeleine McCanns? What's my Madeleine McCann? Assassin's Creed ranking videos, that's my Madeleine McCann.
That's not my
the
Madeleine
first
McCann,
one
that's like...
Did too well.
That is my draw.
We're definitely going to get cancelled in like 10 years.
I'm surprised we've not been cancelled now. We would be. The Assassin's Creed community is going to cancel me at some point or another. And you.
It's inevitable, that's the thing. Well, I want the Assassin's Creed community to cancel me. Like, I don't think you understand. That's my one desperate desire in life.
But then you wouldn't get review copies.
That is a good point, but also I'm friends with the Walshie, so I can just nick his.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get
the
two
entire
review
reason
copies.
for our friendship, just so I can get a review copy of Assassin's Creed Ragnarok.
Ah, fuck! I accidentally made the same video on Ragnarok twice because like every video I was making was basically the same. Like it was the same title and everything, like 2 weeks apart. I just genuinely forgot that I made it.
What was it? Like 5 things that should be in it, and then you just did 5 things that should be in it again.
I'm just gonna go back through, getting a bit nostalgic for March 2020, boys.
You made Assassin's Creed Ragnarok 5 things I don't want, and then you made Assassin's Creed Ragnarok 5 things that shouldn't return.
No, that's different though. That's different because one is general things I don't want, and another is things specifically that you shouldn't return.
Fair.
Big difference, mate. I can't find which. I think it might have been 5 things I don't want to return. But the thing is, one of my Ragnarok videos, like not blew up, but it's on like A.K.A now. Like a few Ks when it come back.
They were doing bits.
Yeah, for like how big I was at the time. It's Assassin's Creed. 5 features that should never return in Assassin's Creed Ragnarok and Beyond. Just because I needed it in the title. Assassin's Creed is in the title twice. What are my tags like?
That's how you do it.
Oh.
If there was one thing that could return in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, though, what would it be for you?
One protagonist.
Personally, Ah, fair enough, fair enough.
What about you?
Probably Bishop.
Oh, that'll be
I mean,
the new William Miles.
well, she's just gonna show up at the end of the game in a wheelchair. Does the
Yeah.
name Bishop ring a
Bishop,
bell?
ring a bell. Yeah, that'd be. What the fuck even happened to Bishop in canon? Oh, is he a loose
Oh,
end?
there isn't any canon. Nothing exists. The only thing that exists is our eternal suffering.
Oh fuck. Hello?
Hi.
Sorry, I accidentally looked for Bishop's wiki page on the same page we had the Discord call on. Fuck that.
Did you find anything interesting? Her date of birth? Whether she's in a wheelchair or not? Well, she definitely is.
What the fuck? Bishop, another.
Okay.
No,
Well,
there's no. That's so. That's a top 5 loose ends in Assassin's Creed. That is. That's
no,
handy.
she'll return. She'll come back in a helicopter in Valhalla.
Yeah, and
It'll happen.
Oh, I'm glad they're doing something they want to do with the mundane Valhalla. Cause it'll be nice that it'll be good again.
That's a stretch. At least it will not be terrible again.
Darby said Layla's going to be shit because she's Layla. Apparently from what we've heard, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Apparently we've heard she looks like way older and like stressed out.
Okay.
But
I mean,
no one can show us footage of that yet.
Yeah, I mean, okay, but like also, it's not gonna be good, is it?
It is though, because hey, Darby said he's getting to do something he's wanted to do for years, and they've told us about this thing called Animus Anomalies. You've heard of this, haven't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's where
Describe
like
it for...
Layla can do these like parkour puzzles in the world of Valhalla. I'm not sure about this if I like it.
Right, okay.
I trust Darby though. Like, it sounds weird, but I do trust Darby.
I mean,
bringing her into the actual world, even if it is simulated, it's just a bit weird.
Yeah. I mean, I trust Darby, but he's one man. Obviously, he probably has a good writing team, but also, it's so fucked. Like, what can you really do? I mean, what's his name is in a wheelchair now. Layla just whacked off her mate. Nothing. Fuck, that didn't come out the right way.
Victoria.
Just whacked off Victoria in a cave. Like, there's only so much
Would
you
have
can.
been better than what we got.
That would have been better. Romancing Victoria at the climax of the DLC.
Did you know? I've got a fan theory that Otto Berg actually didn't die.
I thought he was in a wheelchair.
Oh, he gets the supposed Otto Berg. He gets like stabbed right in the spine. But they do that thing of like that cliche of having like a life-ending injury of like being impaled right in like your spine, and
just being fine.
Yeah, and she turns to the camera and goes, "He's fine. He's not dead." It's like, fuck off. But like, I have this theory it's not Otto Berg, because if you look at Otto Berg in the comics, AC Rogue, Syndicate, and Odyssey, he's actually 4 different men. Otto Berg isn't a man, he's an idea. Ubisoft aren't lazy or anything. That would, they're not inconsistent.
No, that's what it is. It's a conspiracy this whole time. He's just a mouthpiece for Abstergo. He's a code name
which is a mouthpiece for Xi Jinping's Chinese Communist Party.
Otto Berg is just a code name for that one Russian guy that works at Abstergo, except there's infinite numbers of Russian men that work at Abstergo, and they're all called Otto Berg.
I think he's actually Polish. I need to look something.
Sorry, it turns out... Oh, you're right, though. You are absolutely spot on. That is a different man, isn't it?
Yeah, he's Finnish. All the same.
Oh, that's pretty epic. He just does look like... He's blonde in Rogue, and then he just looks like fucking Jason Bourne in Odyssey.
He
Nice.
looks like Ryland.
Pretty solid.
It's a bit of an obscure reference, but he looks like from like the Big Brother after show.
I can't say I do personally.
Okay, but it's
And
like even in the comics, there's two different versions of him. What the fuck?
maybe all along this was just Darby's plan. Maybe that's the thing he wants to show us. He wants to show us the true Ottoberg.
Yeah, that's probably what happened to Leia. She might not even be older. It might just be a Desmond situation where she's morphed into a B-list comedian.
Completely different character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Desmond goes from being modeled off of a literal Spanish model to just having the biggest nose of any human ever.
Yeah, to being the star of Jack and Jill. But, you know, what can you do?
To be fair, the model for Desmond in AC3 is kind of hot. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, he's got a fucking sharp jawline. Like,
Kinda
that is
hot.
mad.
Would smash 10 out of 10. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, let's do Assassin's Creed Hot or Not. Let's do that. That's a good idea. Sean Hastings.
Oh yes, all day.
But, Otto Berg, but like, which version?
Oh, that's tough. Syndicate version. It takes the cake. Gotta say.
I'm looking. Yeah, it does. I don't know why I got a genuine answer, but like, I'm looking at him in Odyssey, and it's clear they've just taken some Greek bloke, his model.
Yeah.
He looks so stereotypically Greek.
Well, I mean, that's what they did though. They made they made NPCs that looked like white people with blackface. They don't care.
Oh,
Mel didn't
fucking
care
ridiculous.
about gaming. She just cared about throwing chairs at people's heads.
Oh, fuck.
Shout out Mel, we love you. Take me out Friday night, yeah. That's such an
that
obscure
reply.
reference that no one will get.
You can do the copy pasta next. Like
The entire copy pasta.
yeah.
If you didn't know, follow us on Twitter for these incredible Seven Sticks memes.
Yeah.
They, again,
how
is a
many
reference.
followers
To
do
know.
I'm nearing 350, which is sick
Not
because
bad.
my old account got banned. Being an
Oh yeah.
gamer.
Let's talk about all your old Twitter and TikTok accounts. That's a great idea.
Don't bring TikTok into this because like no one looked for that.
I think it's time. I think it's time you release it to the public.
Reacting to my old TikToks.
That's a 25. Nah, that's a 100K special.
That as long as because there's like less than 2 years between those, so like I regretted them almost instantly. But you know when there's things that like
As you
it was
do.
ages ago, you can laugh at them. It's not been enough time. Like
Right. You just need some more time to realize. that
yeah,
you've grown.
like ranking the Assassin's Creed games 2019 is another example of that where it was less than a year ago, so I can't really like
You can't do
take
it
the piss
again.
in goodwill. Yeah, what?
I think I'll rank all 35 trailers again within a year.
Oh yeah, because
Just see if they've changed a bit.
you forgot the DLC trailers.
DLC doesn't count, and also I've only played like 2 Assassin's Creed DLCs because I'm a fake gamer,
Oh my god.
and they're all
Oh fuck! I haven't played the first Assassin's Creed like main thing that I didn't buy when it came. Besides Liberation, because I didn't have a Vita, but who the fuck did? The
Yeah.
only like main Assassin's Creed thing, the first one that I didn't buy, was the Syndicate Season Pass, because that was the first time Syndicate Assassin's Creed had like burned me. Because
Right. Okay.
before like I had massive faith in it, I was massively hyped for Syndicate, and like I soured on it a ton, and it came out and I was like, I really don't want to play this. And that was
Yeah,
when
that's
like brand loyalty and shit started to wear off a bit. And I loved Origins. Origins DLCs are quite good, but then Odysseys I didn't buy either because it was like that was easy though.
Good.
That was like no.
Yeah, I mean, Odyssey's DLCs are arguably worse than the main game. So
Yeah, it all feels like parody, but not in an endearing or like,
fun way. Yeah.
yeah, it's all just shit. It makes me
Also,
sad.
don't diss the PS Vita because that shit was ahead of its time.
No,
Just throwing that
the
out there.
3DS was ahead of its time. That was what real portable gamers bought. Mario Kart 7,
You're
fuck
not
yeah.
wrong. You're not wrong. I need a Switch, man.
Oh, the Switch is sick. Like Mario Odyssey. Fuck, Mario Odyssey's really good. Um,
Yeah.
Nothing on the Galaxy games. Zelda's quite good. Uh,
I think they finally truly nailed it because they tried the same type of thing with the Wii U.
yeah, I
Um,
like the Wii U. I bought one.
well, but nah, I think Nintendo have just nailed it. I mean, they've always nailed it, really. But you get what I'm saying, like connecting portable and actual console in a
Yeah,
way that
and
works.
again, they're in their own market. Well, like they've got nobody to worry about
Yeah,
fighting.
it's a complete monopoly.
They need
Um,
to release some more exclusive though, because this year they had Animal Crossing, that was a big deal. But like,
yeah,
apparently there's going to be remakes of Galaxy, which I wanted for fucking years. That'd be so sick. Sunshine as well.
totally.
That'd be nice. And then they could finally have some new big exclusives.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I need a Pokemon Platinum remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it. I
Oh yeah,
need
do
it
you
so
want to play
badly. Diamond
Sword
and
and
Pearl.
Shield?
I'm kind of off on new Pokemon, not for any particular reason. It's
Hmm.
just it's been so long. Like I feel like I don't really have the time, energy, or care to properly catch up and get into Pokemon again.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's a
mean?
sad thing for me because I've reached an age now where I'm starting to like not. I start to see games as like just a huge amount of time. Like I'd love to replay
Yeah,
Persona
same.
5 or a Yakuza game, but it's like it's a fuck ton of time, and
It
it's just
it just does take, yeah, it does take so long.
it's a
That's
bit
why I
daunting.
think, yeah, exactly. Like it is a dedication of time, especially with games like that. And um, but with Pokemon specifically, like it's more at this point, it's kind of a nostalgia that I don't want to revisit, if that makes sense. Like I love Diamond and Pearl, and I love Gen 1 on
Hmm.
uh like Fire Red and stuff. But I have no interest in actually getting it involved in the series now. Like I loved what was in the past, and I want to leave it in the past,
Yeah, I get you. You're not
as
like
opposed to
really
something like,
Assassin's
well, like,
Creed.
well, yeah, like Assassin's Creed. So it is what it is.
We got onto something there about DLC, and
Yeah,
just quickly, because I'm sure we'll talk about this at length, but just before
I'd
it's
imagine so.
announced, because it will be
Yeah.
announced, I reckon DLC for Valhalla will be announced at the September UB Forward. I'm fairly sure,
Okay.
but
Thanks for letting me know. I'll make sure to get a video out before you.
I did a video predicting the DLC back in like March before the game was even announced.
Isn't
What
there a
comes
rumor the
after?
DLC will be like have like Norse gods and shit?
Oh, I fucking hope not. I hope with that like because they're gonna do an Odyssey or an Origins where there'll probably be two expansions that take you to new places. I would
Yeah.
like if because from what we've seen of the map, it's weird working out the map because the way it's like the way it's structured when you go onto it isn't
Mhm.
really shaped like England. I'm not saying that's an issue because it's not, but figuring
Okay.
out how big it
Yeah.
is, it seems to go to like the Scotland England border. So I was thinking if they did
So there's
DLC,
potential.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was thinking if they did DLC because there was tons of Danes in Northumbria and like
Mhm.
up there, so
Yeah.
they could go to Scotland. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, they could hypothetically, but also the because the Scottish are actually strong, we kind of just didn't let the Vikings in and built Hadrian. Well, Hadrian's Wall was already there, I think.
Yeah, except it didn't work, did it?
Well, it didn't work out in the end because now we're subjugated and oppressed. I'm an oppressed minority.
I'd say you're blessed.
But yeah, with DLC, DLC kind of just makes me sad now.
Celtic relations, that'd be a good time.
The thought of DLC kind of just makes me sad now. I feel like it's kind of a dead art form. Like, games will either do it just as a money-making practice, or they'll make it online, and it just tires me out, you know?
Yeah, I do miss the days when like DLCs were sort of like the hype about Red Dead 2 getting a DLC.
Yeah.
That was the last time I was really hyped, even though I knew it probably wouldn't happen.
But it could have been so good.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I think that it's more the places they could go with it in terms of settings, because like England's visited a bit. It's nice to see like the whole of England and not just the south. But like in terms of places they could go with DLC, you could go Scotland, Wales, Ireland, or some Scandinavian countries, which you don't see in games like at all, and are also just really nice places that you could do a ton with. That's what's got me like hyped for it.
There is a lot of potential, but I feel like they might use it as an opportunity to go to somewhere completely different. I'm not an expert on Viking history, so my timelines might be all the way off here. But
if you go to Kiev or some shit, throwing a curveball, because there was Vikings over there.
The Vikings did at one point reach North America, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I've read about that.
So potentially, I mean that may be dreaming too big, but they could maybe throw in some of that.
Or it might be to do with. It could be to do with the Levantines. They could go to somewhere in like the Levant region.
Yeah, maybe. I hope that's the main game though. Like,
Yeah. Like the fucking Vatican at the end of AC2, but you can revisit it.
Oh, that would be gorgeous. Shit. But yeah, because the thing is, with Odyssey, there was fairly major plot points that were included in the DLC. It's like, no, that's not what you do. You get the major plot point. But to be fair, Ubisoft killed off Juno in a comic, so I don't think they understand how storytelling works.
Yeah, but like DLC, for me, the one thing I hope they don't do is have a DLC like sort of like what Origins did and Odyssey did, where they have one that's super fantastical about fighting these beasts and waste all these great settings they could capitalise, and that'd be so shit if they just did fucking God of War. Oh my god, I could see them.
Yeah, that would just be boring. I mean, they will. They definitely will. They 100% definitely will.
See them doing it
because, of course, they're going to use Thor, but
they will. We're gonna fucking find Mjolnir in some bandit camp somewhere.
Yep, you are. You're gonna find Mjolnir, and you're gonna shoot lightning from it, and it's gonna be epic Viking fantasy game with light RPG elements that aren't light anymore, and it's gonna be epic.
I hope.
Have I killed your hype yet?
Yeah, I don't know if there was much hope, but like
the ultimate pessimists.
The thing is, fighting like fantasy monsters, I'm not huge on. But when you've done it in the last two games, and like God of War exists, and you can capitalise on all these settings and all this Levantine shit, if they did that, I would be really fucking it. Because the DLC, I feel almost like I'm more hyped for the DLC than the main game, because I'd love to go somewhere Scandinavian or somewhere else on like the British Isles, or somewhere like fucking Alamus in Persia. Or, I don't know if that was still a base. I mean,
that'd be insane. Definitely won't happen, unfortunately.
Assassin's Creed is just one missed opportunity after the other, though. So
I mean, I doubt they'd get Darby to write the DLC as well. So
no.
Chances are it'll be epic Viking fantasy. fighting
got some
Thor.
bloke from EA to write fucking the
Oh
Aussie
yeah,
DLC, didn't they?
and that's why it forced your character to be straight.
Yeah, that's another
Because
thing that
no
pisses me off.
connection.
Because I don't think it's like intentional homophobia, but I think when you sell your game on choice and being your Odyssey, and like
Yeah.
romance is a big part of that. The fact that they disregard like your sexuality, which was a big
Yeah,
part of
a
what they
major
marketed.
selling point. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows how little they actually do care about choice because all of it's so arbitrary.
Well, yeah, it's all just to sell the game. It's just being able to say, "Oh, you can romance anyone you want." That doesn't mean, "Oh, you can choose who you have relationships with." It means you can shag an old granny. Um,
It means nothing though, because
and yeah,
you'll say some fucking cringe dialogue from like a Wattpad fucking story, and then you'll like maybe kiss or hold hands, and then it'll cut to black or fade to black, and you'll see what what do you? There's no lasting relationship, so you get nothing out of it.
yeah,
In
it's not
Valhalla,
even a
you do,
character.
I suppose.
Yeah, I find it even funnier the fact that they recorded gender neutral responses for that
Yeah, it's
a
so
lot of the
fucking
time.
stupid.
It's
Like,
because they don't care, and that's fine.
no,
Just
don't.
it's fine
It's not
at this
fine.
point.
I'm angry.
It's too late. You're 2 years late. You should have just assassinated. Nope, can't say that. That's some more things I could probably get sued for.
I'm, I
Just
think I'm
straight
6 years
up.
late. I know.
Straight
I
up.
think I know what you're gonna say anyway.
Probably
Yeah, I
shouldn't.
would
Yeah.
do that. It's my life goal.
Nah.
But yeah, I was the series sort of Unity was like a farewell that was very bittersweet because of how unrefined it was
Good it
in
could
the
have been.
end and the wasted
Yeah.
potential. Syndicate wasn't, even though it was the last game that wasn't an RPG, it's not a good Assassin's Creed game.
Syndicate just wasn't. Doesn't
Yeah,
exist in my mind.
yeah, that's what, because like, I don't think about Syndicate like at all. My mind just sort of goes Unity, not Rogue either. It
Yeah.
just sort of goes
Rogue
Unity
doesn't.
Origins.
Yeah, Rogue doesn't compute in my mind. Yeah.
It's because
Neither does
society's
Odyssey.
told you it's nothing, when in reality, it's an underrated masterpiece. So.
Masterpiece. Oh, you're taking it to new levels.
I am actually. It's
So
it's more
what
than a
you're
gem.
saying is 2014 had 2 underrated masterpieces. 3 if you include Watch Dogs. 4
Or
if you include
the Crew.
that racing game. Oh,
The Crew.
that was a
yes.
wavelength.
Let's
right
go.
There. We're connected, even though I never played that game.
That's fucking class, mate. We need to play the Crew. Episode 100.
down.
We're just going to be driving about America in the Crew.
I'm more than down for that.
That'd be
But
sick.
first,
We're doing that.
I'm down for some AC Unity co-op in about.
That needs
5
to happen because
hours.
I'll get my Xbox in. Set up
sick.
Elgato with that. Yeah, what
And we'll get some
what level
Eagles
are you
Call
in
gaming.
Unity, by the way?
Level.
Yeah, like your title.
Well, I've restarted because there's no multiple save files. I've restarted
Oh,
the game
you
a
use
few
another
times.
account.
But I've got I've got one now, so it's pretty decent. I'm alright.
Oh, that really hurt me. I have
What?
like 20 days of playtime in my Xbox Saver Unity. I think I was like
Oh jeez.
assassin rank, or like I think I had
Not
about
bad.
300,000 XP, whatever that. Like, and like 1,000,000 is the top, which is so there was this thing
yeah.
you could do to get XP.
Right?
Yeah, you'd go outside, not the Pantheon, because that's not a thing they had, but like the Pantheon like building with the open window.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, you just counter one of these captains.
Yeah.
And you just keep pressing B. You get a bunch of fucking XP. There you go.
Oh.
You've also got Eagles Call
That's pretty
episode 3, but also Unity XP glitch. So there you go.
Perfect.
That,
We can
mate.
put that in the title, and it'll get
Exactly.
used. Yeah, I think I got to like mercenary or something. I don't even remember the ranks, but we'll definitely get that done. A bit of Eagles Call gaming, on the best game of all time, objectively.
Yeah. You need the Thomas D. Canalian robes as well. The best robes of all time.
But I also can't be arsed. You know,
Why would you not want to do the Nostradamus enigmas?
it's just just a couple black Altair robes. I mean,
They look
I'm good.
better though. Let's be honest.
But they look good, but also don't care. Who's Thomas Dick Carnelion?
He's a French assassin, and we should get a game about him because his robes look really cool. And also, he was in the Unity opening, so let's get a game, guys.
The Unity opening, the most useful 5 minutes of my life ever. I love how the most major historical event for like the real life Templars was just the intro to a decent game.
Yeah, it's Jacques de Molay.
Bloody Friday, is that what it was called? Something like that. When the king just was like, oh yeah, kill every fucking Templar. And that's why Friday the 13th is still a day that people care about.
And a shit film franchise. It was never good. Fuck off. Was it just for any of you that like Friday the 13th? That's really unrelated, but
it's it's not great. That's
it never was though.
could be
Even the
better.
first one with Kevin Bacon is shit.
Nah, it's not shit. I mean,
Yes,
horror
it
movies
is.
as a whole are pretty shit, but it's okay.
Nah, because have you seen that scene that goes on for far too long where they're playing like strip Monopoly?
Not off the top of my head. Probably have.
Yeah, it's a fucking
Hold up.
shit. It's proper like it is really dated, and like the word dated is overused, but it genuinely is. Stan Nightmare on Elm Street, the superior
But it's not.
80s horror icon.
Yeah, Friday on Elm Street is pretty quality, and
Friday
I
on
hope
Elm
Freddy
Street.
Krueger doesn't get me in my dreams. Actually, no, I kind of do. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fan moment.
Nah, I like Nightmare on Elm Street 3 because it was Frank Darabont who directed
Wait,
Shawshank.
really? Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah.
And it's fucking
Love Frank
it's
Darabont.
so good.
He also directed the good episodes of The Walking Dead.
Did he though? I go back to season 1 and it's
Wait, are you about to talk shit about season 1?
I kind of am, mate. I kind of am.
Nah, that's not allowed. That's not allowed. Frank
The Walking
Darabont
Dead.
made the best season of television. Not really, but still pretty good.
Season 6 of The Walking Dead. I'm just being a shallow child, but season 6 of The Walking Dead is kind of my favourite.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I stopped watching by then, actually. Is that the one where, what's his name gives a 20-minute monologue and then bashes Glenn's head in? Spoiler.
Oh, that's the end, but it's the start of season 7 as well. That was my favourite show of all time, and I was so hyped for season 5. And then it just became shit. Like, it is fucking terrible. It's like a CW show.
Yeah, I think it became shit after like season 4. It was just so repetitive. And holy shit, it's on 10 seasons now.
Yeah, they delayed this series is going to have
tragic.
22 episodes because they delayed because of COVID.
That is tragic. Yeah, season 1 is just tops everything. I don't care. It's iconic.
Nah, but like at the same time, it's I like Rick, but like it feels continually not cheap in how it's produced, but like the characters and their interactions, like everyone at the camp, like what's her name, Patricia, the woman who does that really weird face.
Oh yeah,
and it's fucking. I do kind of like season 1, but like 3, 4, and 6 are really good.
3 is great. 4 is pretty good. But I don't think anything will top Frank Darabont's version for me.
Yeah. Okay, what about this though? What are your what are your favourite seasons of TV?
That's tough. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch that many shows.
Yeah.
Season 1 of Prison Break.
And fucking 2. The last 3 episodes of season 1 though are some of the best episodes of any show.
Season 1 of Prison Break is my favourite season of television ever.
Well then, mate. Can't blame you for
Yeah. Probably season 4, season 3 and 4 of the Breaking Bad, Breaking Bad.
that. Yeah. I'd pick
Are up
4
there.
and 5. I love all the seasons though.
That's right. Yeah, I love all the seasons except 1. I don't like 1.
I think 4's the
Don't
best.
murder me. That's fair. I'd probably put 4 as the best, but they're all up there. What else? Oh, you can't forget How I Met Your Mother season 3.
Is that a joke or not?
Yeah, that is a joke.
Okay.
Other than that, off the top of my head, Orange is the Blue Bat. Fucking hell. Orange is the New Black season 2.
I used to love Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, I loved it for the first few seasons, but then it just fell out of
I used to
love
feel
with it.
really insecure about my love for that show.
Why? Because it was lesbians.
No, not because it was lesbians. Because it was like. Because
Are you a
of the fan
homophobe,
base.
Walshie?
I'm not. I promise. I'm actually. If you're from Ubisoft and you listen to this, yes.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, fair enough then.
That's it. When I take the piss out of Ubisoft, I do mean the higher ups, not just.
Yeah.
If you work in there, if you're just a normal person or manager even who works there and you're not scum, I have no issue with you genuinely. But no, it just seemed a bit like emasculating to love Orange is the New Black as much as I used to.
Right. Okay.
In a sense, where like I wouldn't talk to anyone, but it was like my own secret.
Fair enough, I guess. I mean,
I
it
wouldn't
is
watch it on
it is a
Netflix,
quality
'cause I didn't want it
show.
on my account.
Also, all of the Batman animated series and Spider-Man animated series from the 90s.
Yeah,
Clone
I
Wars
really fucking liked it.
season... Fucking hell, I can't even think off the top of my head. I mean, all of Clone Wars is beautiful. But, which season was the Siege of Mandalore? Because it's that one.
Oh, Clone Wars. Fucking Clone Wars season 4 is. What's the one with.
Season 4 is fantastic.
Like, even the. People shit on the early seasons, but the early seasons had great stories. Like, the one where Cad Bane takes over the Senate is a go to for me. I fucking love Cad Bane.
Yeah, like, they are a bit rough to watch in hindsight, but at the time, like, when they're coming out, it was brilliant.
Oh, mate. I think it was season 4. You had Obi-Wan faking his death, which at the time, it was like, what the fuck, is Obi-Wan dead? That was mental. Him becoming like Racco Hardeen and those like challenges. In that same season, you have the Pong Krell like mutiny shit.
Yeah.
So good. Like the peak of Star Wars.
Yeah, I think that's season 4 might be up there then, at the top.
Yeah, classic.
What about you? What's your top TV shows of all time or seasons of all time?
Well, as I said, my two go-tos.
Oh,
as I said,
hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. Sorry, just completely slipped my mind there. Doctor Who season 4.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, I fucking forgot about that as well. But yeah,
Yep.
mine. Breaking Bad season 4.
Yep.
Perfect. Genuinely
Beautiful.
perfect.
Beautiful.
Game of Thrones. I can never decide. People shit on 6.
Yeah.
I can't decide whether my favourite is season 4 or season 6, because season 4 you've got like episode 8, 10, when fucking Tywin's death is fucking brilliant, and like the Viper versus the Mountain is one of my favourite episodes of the show. But then season 6 is consistently quite good when like Jamie's taking the twins or whatever, and then also the fucking 1-2 punch of Battle of the Bastards and then Winds of Winter, sick.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
season 4 and 5. Season 4 I prefer because like there's not a weak link in. There's not like a bad episode in that whole season.
That's fair.
It's got some underrated ones as well, like Sontaran's Stratagem, Poison Sky, and the Unicorn and the Wasp are really underrated, I feel. But like, the whole season's just great.
Yeah, it does seem to be a trend. Season 4 usually is the peak of a peak of a lot of shows. Except
Yeah,
from,
it's
of
weird,
course,
that is.
Prison Break. Prison Break season 4
I
was
finished watching The Last
trash.
Kingdom the other day. That's really good.
Oh, how is The Last King? I've not gotten around to it.
No, it is insanely good. I'd give it like a strong 8. It's insanely well paced. Like, with a show
Yeah.
with like a huge scale, like something like Game of Thrones has, pacing is so important. But like, there's so many huge set pieces and shit, and even when there's not
Yeah.
for like episodes, the pacing's excellent. And the side characters aren't like the best. They're more meant to be like charming more than anything. But like,
Right.
they really. I liked it a lot. It is really good.
Gonna recommend, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like a lot of me's. I'm not that into both like fantasy and also kind of Middle Ages type thing. I don't know what
I
it
was
is.
into fantasy
It just
for a while.
often it feels like even like I love the Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah.
like I feel like people love it far. Most people love it far more than me because I'm just that general period doesn't interest me all too much, which is another element, another layer of why Valhalla is slightly disappointing to me, just because I don't really care about the period that much. But I'll definitely give The Last
Yeah.
Kingdom a wee
I
check
think-
out.
Yeah, it is good. Fantasy, I'm not into. Fantasy isn't like the drawing point of anything for me. Because like Game
Right.
of Thrones, was the first big fantasy thing I watched and loved. Because like I was told how good the writing was, and I watched it 3-4 years ago because it was supposed to be great and it was. But like
Yeah.
that never drew me in. Same with The Witcher 3. I bought that in the Origins
Right.
hype because everyone was saying it was great, but that never
Yeah.
draws me in. But like
Yeah,
Vikings,
I think I'm the same.
yeah, it's Vikings. I'm somewhat interested in because it's like where it's of like Britain and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's,
So it's-
to do with like where I'm
it's
from.
Real history. That's fair. I just find, I don't know. I find like some more Southern Europe, like mostly just Rome,
Yeah,
Roman history. Like The Borgias is an amazing TV show, and I only watched it because of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. But I fucking love it. I mean, I think
Yeah.
I might be in a minority there. Like, I don't know.
What about
Anyway.
Japan? I've never been huge on Japan. I like it.
I love the culture of feudal Japan. I like a lot of the culture of Japan generally, but also, I've read the book on the sacking of Nanking
Yeah.
in World War II, and it kind of turns me off the the entire country. I don't know if you know about Nanking in World War II, Japan's invasion of China, but it's slightly horrific, and
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
it's wrong
Right,
to paint
Yeah.
an entire country based off one thing they did in their history, but it has turned me off. It's turned me off going to Japan a lot, to be honest,
The,
because
the
I
thing
used to
is,
love it far more.
I'm proud to be English, so there's nothing you can do to make me
EDL.
think. Yeah.
Walshie's in the EDL.
There's nothing you will ever be able to do to make me
Yeah.
think that any country is worse than my own, because we fucked up a fair bit. So like,
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
get what you mean, because Japan were quite ruthless in World War II, weren't they? On the
Yeah.
whole.
So it's just, I think just the fact that I read that has just kind of thrown me off a little bit. But I do still find the culture really interesting and beautiful.
Yeah.
And the country generally. The countryside of Japan is gorgeous. So yeah, I would never want to paint an entire country based off one event. It's just that reading that book impacted me in a certain way. So yeah, Japan. Hopefully we get an Assassin's Creed game there though, because that'd be sick and good. Oh wait, we already have an Assassin's Creed game there. It's called Ghost of Tsushima.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, don't start this.
I went there.
don't.
I did it.
Listen,
I've not even played
I definitely
it.
get
But
that. I definitely get that, right? Because
yeah.
it's got like the like, you know, sword combat, elements of parkour, and like stealth, and it's a setting a lot of people wanted. So I entirely get that. But the magic of Assassin's Creed is something nobody can replicate. Like, it has to be Assassin's Creed, and Ubisoft aren't fucking giving it to us, which is making me a bit angry.
People are just desperate, so they'll. I do get where they're coming from, because people have been wanting this game for years, and realistically, why didn't they just make it? I don't understand. I will never understand for the life of me why they didn't just make a Xiaoyun game. That's all we want. Make a Xiaoyun game with Ezio and the DLC, and we'll be all set, and then completely reboot the franchise. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, could you imagine that if they did a Xiaoyun game where, like, you maybe meet Ezio at the end, or in the DLC, as you said, where you're younger Xiaoyun, and then you go on and see her life after that in another game, and you maybe had a trilogy.
Holy shit, that would be. Oh. I can't even describe how much that gets me excited, even though it will never happen.
No, don't say. Yeah, it won't. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, no, because Ubisoft don't make sequels. They're not fresh enough. You know, they need different settings, different quirky characters, or in this case, just no characters. Also, yeah, Xiaoyun is a woman, and women don't sell. So. And with that as our final, with that noise as our final point, thank you all very much for listening.
Can that not be our final? I'd rather not.
All right, Walshie. Fucking hell, I always do that when we're recording these. Jack, do you have any final words you'd like to say other than oh
fuck. Hey.
Fuck words too.
Cheers for watching, gamers. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, maybe leave a like, and if you didn't, maybe let Joe know why, because he's on your channel.
Oh yeah, so it is. Yeah, so
I'll read them as well.
Perfect. Thank you all for listening. We will be trying to get this on all podcast platforms within the next week. I know I've said that 3 times now,
but as well.
This time
for the next
we'll
episode.
actually be doing it. And with all that being said, I've been Joe, A.K.A. Found a Scarab, and we will see you, hopefully, in the next Eagles Call podcast.
We will. If you don't watch the next episode, I will be upset.
Ubisoft hate women.
So.
Ciao.